Hello and welcome to Money Month. In Money Month, we're going to be talking about all things exclusively money. We're going to talk about salary, we're going to talk about savings, we're going to talk about expenses, we're going to talk about what I've generally learned about money. This month makes it about 1 year, 11 months since my qualification as a chartered accountant, which also means that my salary has been bumped a little bit, and not a little bit, a significant bit. And that sort of has its connotations, and what spending habits, learning to save, learning to do things, and what exactly you take that money to. So this month we're going to be learning about money, because part of this careers channel's view is to say that money is not a secret thing. We should talk about money and advise each other and learn and grow together. So welcome to Money Month. Hello, and my name is March2023. I am a chartered accountant living and working in Zimbabwe. I make videos about careers, mainly at chartered accountancy, but sometimes I do invite guests, which is something that I wanted to do last year. I haven't really done more of it this year because I think I have so much to give anyway. But I will be bringing guests at some point. Please be on the lookout for that. We also talk about travel, and we also talk about money. And as this is Money Month, as I've already said in the introduction, we're going to be talking about the cost of living in Zimbabwe as a 25-year-old chartered accountant living in the capital city of Harare. So as a disclaimer, I've done previous cost of living videos where we talk about how much it is to survive in Harare, and there are two things that are going to be different, or that are going to cause an increase in the amount that I once did before, because I think I've done two videos before. The first thing is the fact that there is inflation worldwide. Things are going up, whether it's USD, our Zim currency is in hyperinflation, but even the stable currency like the USD is there's been inflation even in USD prices. So there is that increase, and then there's also the increase that by my money increasing, my salary increasing, inherently my lifestyle becomes better, which means that I will spend a little bit more. And also there's also something called lifestyle creep, where just because you earn more, some things that were not necessities become necessities, something that were wants become necessities, etc. So that is going to bring up my cost of living just a little bit higher. Also, a disclaimer that I wanted to put here is this is the budget of a 25-year-old who is self-sustaining, who does not get handouts from home, etc, or from anywhere else, who is self-sustaining, who takes care of her own business, pays for her own bills, that kind of thing. So there is no that expense is covered by this person and that other person. And I just wanted to put that disclaimer at the beginning of the video so that we are on the same page. I'll start off with the fixed cost. The first cost that is big is rent. The cost for a place to call home. So I stay in the central business district of Harare, and for this one I will actually give thanks to God, because I should be paying like double for the place that I rent, because it's a unit with like a backup generator, with boil water, and it's within town, and also has parking for a car. So my cost for rent is 275 each month, and I think this is heavily discounted because I think we got into these floods just after COVID, and there wasn't too much uptake, and it's a corporate landlord, so they stagger their rents. Like the rents don't increase the way they would increase if it was a private landlord. So for that I'm very thankful. I pay 275, but for a one bed in town, or for a bed sitter, you're supposed to be looking from 350 to 500 for a one bed, especially if you want to stay in town with uninterrupted power supply, uninterrupted water, parking, and security. So for that one I pay 275. The second fixed cost that I want to talk about is the medical aid. I use Alliance. I subscribe to their USD plan, the basic one, because well, I've been using it for past 2 years, and I don't have shortfalls at the doctors. I might have shortfalls in the pharmacies, but at the doctors I've never had shortfalls. I managed to get my specs from it, so I didn't really see a need to upgrade it. So in terms of medical aid, I paid $53. I remember that Alliance sent a message to say that they are increasing their USD premiums or subscriptions per month, and I don't know how much that is, but then they only affect them like a year when your year starts, so their annual increases. So my year starts probably September, October, so that's when I'll be able to know. And then I have another cost, which is Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi cost is neither here nor there, because depending on what I'm thinking that month or what I'm anticipating, it's different. So I'll just put my Wi-Fi cost at $20 to $25. So I'll put it at $25. Then on my fixed costs, I also have groceries, because a girl has got to eat. So for the month of March, so in groceries, I included groceries like food that you buy in the store. I also included other fixed costs of like running the house, like laundry, like cleaning. Those costs were $150, with $130 going to groceries and whatever that was that I was buying. And then I also then had $20 go to cleaning. So those are my fixed costs: my rent, my medical aid, my Wi-Fi, and my groceries. So I've split my variable cost into personal care, weekends, black tax, subscription, and entertainment, which is weekend. So in terms of my subscriptions, I have Netflix, but I am a renter. Not a renter, what do they call that? I'm riding on somebody's subscription. I don't pay for Netflix, but I do pay for Showmax. It takes about $9 from my bank account. Sometimes I'm like, I want to cancel it, then I forget. So I have like $9 for Showmax. I also have another subscription, which is Adobe. Funny thing, I signed up for a trial with Adobe, and is it Adobe, whatever. I signed up for a trial with it, forgot to cancel it, and it took an amount from my bank account, and if you like spread it proportionally over the months, it comes up to about $5 each month, which is a $5 there. And then there is also another cost, which is bank charges. So my bank charges mainly are with intermittent tax when I send money to pay rent, because I just do the transfer online, and also when I withdraw. So I withdrew once in March, and I sent money for rent and the Showmax thing. So my bank charges came to about $32. That is it on my subscriptions. The total for my subscriptions is $47. Then we move on to my personal care. So personal care, this is where I put the money that I spend on nails and on hair. So on nails and hair, in the month of March, I spent $38. The reason why it was $38 is because I got my nails done twice, and I had stick-ons, which is about $16, for example. So that leaves about $26, and that $26 I then used it to get my braids. My braids were probably $20 for labor and $6 for the braids. So my total cost for personal care was $38. Things like toothpaste, etc, I already put them in the 150 that I put up for groceries, so they are not included in there. Then we move on to black tax. So in terms of black tax, when I say black tax, these are expenses that I spend on people that are not me. So I pay school fees for people, I send groceries home, there are so many ad hocs that come that I take care of. And from all those, for the month of March, the total cost was 459. I don't really mind it because it's like, what, 10%? Well, now it's no longer 10% since I lost my job. It's like 20%. I don't know, whatever. I don't really mind it because it's really a small fraction of what I get. And sometimes I do really believe that I was put into this world for a purpose like that. I did a video on black tax, and it doesn't really bother me like that I spend that much on people. Like it really doesn't. And I think probably it's going to stay like that I'm going to spend so much on people, or even more, because it is what it is. We're given so we can give, and I've been given a lot in my life, and I really enjoy the act of receiving. You know, like imagine you're not expecting anything, you are in trouble, and then somebody just gives you money and stuff like that, or somebody just decides to take care of you or to remove the problem that you're having. I think it's really nice, the feeling on the other side. So that's why I do it, just so that people feel good. And if it makes people believe in God, then I don't really mind it. It's a story for another day. I will go to another category before we go to the entertainment. I'll go to unusuals. There are things that I got in March that I don't usually buy, or like things that you can't classify into fixed or variable, because like I saw a nice dress and I bought it. I went to Edgar's and I paid off some like money, and then I had pictures printed for a house as a gift, and then I also bought a microwave, a small one, like from Electromaster. So the total cost for that was 170. The unusual items, it was 170, and I think that is also still comfortably within what I can afford. Then we move on to the last category, which is entertainment. This is where I have witnessed a lot of lifestyle creep, because, and also part of it is also because I work from home. So because I work from home, I crave to leave my house. So every weekend, if I'm in the house, I feel sad. I feel a lot of things, because my home is my office, so I need to leave at some point. So that is why. So I have this thing where I go to church every Saturday, and there's a reward to myself for keeping my promise of going to church every Saturday at 3 a.m. I do what I call Saturday after church things. So this is like just going to buy a drink, a coffee, a milkshake, or ice cream, just as a way of just celebrating that I went to church. So that I usually do straight after church. I go somewhere to buy like Saturday after church things, and the total cost of Saturday after church things in March was $41. Then there is a portion which I called weekends. So in weekends, I did a lot. As I said, I go out every week. So in the month of March, I did the Spillway. I went to see the Spillway in Lake Chiveron. We went to Mazowe, me, my brother Nyasha, Hope, and a friend. We went to Mazowe, and then we ended up at Afropolitan over there. We went to play VR games, which is like virtual reality games. We went to play virtual reality games at Westgate. It was fun. It was really fun. Then we went for sushi for one night, and we went for movies with Nyasha and Muku. We also went for a comedy show. There was a comedy show with Gonyeti, Boss Vikela, Prosper Ngomashi, Tine, and who else was there? Ola 7 was there. So it was the roast of the comic past. I think that was the the name of the show. We went there with Ka, with Muku, and with Nyasha, and we also went to Saints and Sinners after the comedy show. We went to Saints and Sinners at Join the City, and we had fun. So you can see that I do a lot of weekending. So basically it's gotta cost me a lot, because it's $455 that I spent on a category called weekends. Maybe I can slow down on that one. If I start going to work physically, I can slow down on that one. Maybe. But the thing is, with my people, if you check, I'm usually just hanging out with the same people. So the total for my March expenses, my fixed costs were $478. That is how much I spent on rent, medical aid, and groceries. I don't think this is negotiable. I don't think this can be reduced. Then on my black tax, it was $459. These are costs that I spent on people, and that had nothing to do with me. Like, I did not chow that money. And then my personal care was $38, and my subscriptions were $47. And then my unusual things were $117. My Sabbath after church, I've already included this. And then my Wi-Fi was $20. And my weekends were $455 plus. I'm going to also add the $41 for after church things. So it was $496. I do recognize that the amount that I've spent on entertainment is incredibly high, as it is almost equal to my fixed expenses. But I am a firm believer in the fact that we need to feed the body that works, and I work to live a comfortable life and to afford to do the things that I like doing, and some of those things include traveling and hanging out with my friends. So yeah, I don't mean that it's a bit high, but it's actually not as high as I thought it was, because I do get to do a lot. But yeah, I thought that I should be sensitive also about that one. Anyway, the total for this is carrying me, but my total cost of living for the month of March was, drum roll, $1,713. Yeah. And then if you look at my salary, that's really like not really responsible at this point. But the thing is, I have savings enough for me, and you will understand it soon why it has to be like that if you keep on this channel. But yeah, so if you ever wondered what it takes to live the life that I live, especially if you're on Instagram or if you're on my statuses when you're always seeing me outside the house, there you have it. My cost is $1,713, but the cost that actually relate to me are actually like 1.3, because remember there's $459 that has nothing to do with me. So 1,300. I need to work on that one. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. What is your cost of living? Are you comfortable talking about money? Are you looking forward to the money month? Are you looking forward to whatever next video is coming up? Because I think giving you this cost of living, I also need to give you about how much I make. But I'm not going to really talk about my current salary, but I will talk about my salary from last year, so that you can have some perspective, because I do respect confidentiality issues etc that arise from doing such a thing. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.